Word. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing the screen because I don't have slides tonight. Welcome guys, welcome to our weekly team call. I'm super excited that all of you are here. So James, I'm gonna go around so that you can get to know everybody on the screen. So if each one of you guys want to unmute yourself real quick and just introduce yourself, say your name, how long you've been a coach, your why, and anything else you want to share that's cool about you. Erica, you go first. Sorry. I got distracted. Or whoever's unmuted. Alyssa, you go for it.
Okay, Erica, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay. So I'm Alyssa. I've been a coach since like January 28th, so only a few months. I'm also a massage therapist. What else did you want us to tell him? I forgot already.
Honestly, I forgot because my brain needs food right now. I think I said what your why is, why you're a coach.
So my why is basically because I want to be able to take care of my family. I don't have like a husband or anything like that yet, no kids, but my parents work really hard. They're small business owners. I'm now a small business owner on top of doing Beachbody. So I know how hard it is to keep it going, and I want to make sure that they're taken care of as well as down the road my future family. So that really is what gets me out of bed every morning because I just don't want to have to worry about it.
I love it. That's beautiful. Thank you, love.
Thanks.
Erica, it looks like you have no pants on too, the way that you're sitting.
Oh, it's the sunlight. It's because I'm so white. Like, it all looks the same. Josh is laughing at me too. Okay, so my name is Erica. I'm an accounting administrator by day, and I'm going to start doing massages again. I've been a licensed massage therapist for like 7 years off and on. Well, I mean, like, I've been licensed the whole time, but I haven't like done it consistently. I've been a coach for about 3 months, and my why is for financial freedom, so I can go adventure with my honey, and so I can pay off all my student loans, and I want to start a children's theater.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Thanks, babe. That was awesome. Oh, I just saw one of my other friends, Nicole, who's about to sign up with us. She jumped on. Nicole, wave at everybody. Nicole, what we're doing right now is we're going around and introducing ourselves because you and my friend James, who's in the middle of the screen, you guys are both new and you don't know people yet. So I'm having everyone go around and introduce themselves. So we did Erica. We did Alyssa. My ADD is really bad right now. Brienne, you're next.
So my name is Brienne. I am a preschool teacher during the day and a coach on my off times. I have been a coach. It will be 3 years this May. And my why is because I would like to I don't like working for other people. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like to work. I'm a good hard worker, and I don't like that other people reap my hard work, and I want to work from wherever, whenever, and be financially free.
Yes, girl. Bye, Felicia. Love it. Thanks, girlfriend. All right. Next, Amanda, intro yourself to our new peeps.
Okay. My name is Amanda. I've been a coach for kind of like right at a year, I think, right now. My hair is like huge and crazy today, so just ignore that. Like, I just threw it out today. And I have ADD like Jess, like it's random thoughts that come in my head. My why is right here. That's one of them. And my husband, of course. And then I want to move to Hawaii, or I would love to move to Hawaii, but I would love to move to Florida and then be able to go visit Jess in Hawaii. But I want to move to Florida with my parents, not have to worry about finances anymore, and not serve at night anymore because I've cut my days down from 4, sometimes 5 to 3 in the past year. So that's my why right now.
That's awesome. I love it, girl. Thank you so much. And then we have someone who jumped on the phone. I think it's my friend Tiffany, who's also a newbie. So she's just listening in to get to know everybody. And then I see Ruth last on the screen. Ruth, I'm going to unmute you if you just want to. We're sharing a bit about our name, how long we've been a coach, and what our why is.
Hi, my name is Ruth. I've been a coach just a short time, so I'm still like in the learning process. I recently quit my job of nursing for about 30 years. Got stressed out, but my why is my family. My vision is to live on the beach, and I'm hoping to make that a reality, and possibly maybe my husband can do an earlier retirement than planned. So that's my why, and welcome.
Thanks for that. I'm going to change that to not possibly. It is going to happen.
The reality.
Reality. Yes. I love it. Love it. Yes, mermaid tribe. We are a mermaid tribe. I love it. Your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yes, we love water.
Yes. James and Nicole, do you guys want to share anything? You don't have to. No pressure whatsoever, but just wave at me and I can unmute you if you guys want to share anything. Nicole? Okay. Go for it, girlfriend.
All right. Well, my name's Nicole, obviously. So I'm still new to this. I was supposed to join today, but I had a little setback with a check to be deposited. So hopefully first thing in the morning, I'll be signing up on that. I really wanted to do this just because I want the financial freedom and just to be able to work wherever you want, you know, and to live where I want. Just have that kind of freedom.
I love it. Thanks for sharing, girl.
Sure.
And you are going to do it. You are.
Absolutely.
Thanks, babe. James, do you want to share anything? Just wave at me if you do. If you don't want to share anything, it's okay. You're good? Does a thumbs up mean you're good? Oh, you're waving. Okay. I'm just going to unmute you and see what you say. Did you want to share something?
Yeah, I would. I need something to fill my time. And helping people is a great way to do that. And that's about it. Oh, I'm James, by the way. It's nice to meet everybody.
Yes. Thanks, James. Thanks for sharing. I'll get you back out. Where's Nicole Branson? There she is. Nicole, what we're doing right now is we're going around and introducing ourselves because we have several newbies coming on to meet everyone on the team before they sign up. So can I unmute you so that you can share a bit about yourself? Give me a thumbs up. Hi, you're walking. So basically we're just sharing our name. Obviously they already know that you're Nicole too. So just share how long you've been a coach and what your why is.
My brain just stopped functioning. I'm Nicole. I've been coaching. It'll be a year next month. And my why is to be able to do whatever.
It cut out. Did it cut out on everyone else's end too? I know Nicole just left work and she's coming home.
It looks like she froze on my end.
She did freeze.
Yeah, there's like a weird noise and then she just like disappeared.
Okay. Well, she's on the way. We live in the same house, so she's on the way back. Oh, there she goes.
And she's gone again.
It's like aliens. The aliens are taking over. Nicole, I'm just going to mute you back out, and I'll get you to share in a little bit so we can go ahead and get started. I don't even let me mute her. That's weird. Hang on. We're going to start in just a second, guys. Okay. All right. So now, thank you, everyone, for introducing yourself. I thought it would be really nice for everyone to get to know all of us since they'll be joining us. So yeah, tonight's team call, you're going to hear from an amazing guest speaker, Alyssa, who already shared with all of you guys. She's the one waving right there on the screen. Alyssa tonight is going to be sharing about how to share unapologetically. Alyssa came into this business and fucking kicked ass. She's been doing this less than 2 months, and within her first 2 weeks, she already helped 2 new coaches get started and advanced to Emerald. And those 2 new coaches, well, she has more than 2 new coaches now. But out of those coaches, she already has 2 other coaches that are also signing up coaches and helping people. She hit Success Club in her first month, which basically means that she helped 3 new people get started in her first month. And Beachbody basically compensates you and rewards you for that. So she earned a call with our CEO, Carl Deichler, and I have chills everywhere. This is just the beginning for her. She's kicking out name. She's on a mission, and I just want to commend you, Alyssa. I probably never told you this before, but I really admire how you can come in and share unapologetically and give no fucks as a coach, because I've been doing this for 4 years, and I just got to the point maybe within the last few months where I'm done with it, but it was a progression for me. So I just want to commend you for coming in and giving no fucks at all and just sharing unapologetically you. And that's why I wanted you to talk tonight, because you do an amazing job at sharing on social media and in your conversations with people. And you're obviously doing a really great job in changing a lot of lives and also reaching all your goals at the same time. So Alyssa's going to be talking to us tonight. I know she has some notes that she wants to share with you guys on how she's able to be so bold, how she's able to be unapologetically herself and how she's helping so many new people already. So Alyssa's going to blow your minds, guys. I'm going to hand it over to her and go after it, girlfriend.
Thank you. Well, I want to say thank you for that, but it was a process for me too. I just hit rock bottom a little bit faster. My parents happen to be small business owners, and they stopped giving a fuck a long time ago. So I kind of grew up seeing that. And then I found myself in a really kind of shitty situation, and I was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out. So that started kind of happening before Beachbody. So it was just a lot easier to transition, but it's definitely possible for everybody. You just have to kind of get comfortable being uncomfortable. So the first thing that I want to say is, when it comes to posting, the way that I think about it is that you wouldn't think twice about posting anything else. So if this is something that you love, if it's something that you're passionate about, post it. You wouldn't think twice about posting something else that you love to do, or something, something else that you love to go and experience, or something that you love in general. So you wouldn't think twice about posting that. Why wouldn't you think twice about posting this? And you really are just putting it out there and telling people that it's possible, that if they follow their dreams, that, anything can happen. So it's okay to be not sure what to say. When I first started, I'm going to be very honest with you, I had no clue. Like, I was typing things out and deleting it, and typing things out and deleting it. And then I finally started adding other coaches to my Facebook page, and I would take their stuff and tweak it to make it sound like more like me. And I would post that. And then eventually it gets easier. You start to kind of get the idea of what to include in your posts and things like that. And that's okay to do. We will encourage you to do that, because, not everybody has all the ideas, right? And that's what makes being part of a team so awesome, because you can take ideas from other people and share your ideas with other people. And that's what makes, teamwork makes the dream work, right? So, do that. If you're not sure, just go for it. Find a post that really speaks to you, whether it's from something that, somebody posts on the team page, or something that one of your friends on Facebook posts that's also a coach. Take it, tweak it, change it up a little bit, make it sound like you, and put it out there. There's nothing wrong with that. So there's also files in the team page. Use those. Guys, there's like 100 files. There's not any shortage of ideas out there. So go through them. Take some time, sit down, look through what's there, and again, take it and tweak it. That's what they're there for, right? So the biggest thing about posting, so that you're not sounding salesy, is going to be being yourself. You don't want to push a product that you don't believe in. So again, it's going to come back to being passionate about it and being the proof that the product works. Even if you're a new coach, there is something that you like about doing Beachbody, whether it's the freedom that you've gotten, whether it's the confidence that you've gotten from the team, whether it's, the little bit of more energy that you have from, first starting off with Shakeology in your first few days, or in your first week, or the exercises that you're doing, or whatever the case is. There's something that you like about Beachbody and Beachbody products. So use that. Post about that. Post about how it's affecting you in your life. Post about how it's affecting your family or your friends, or, whatever the case is. If you do that, you're going to be real. Be vulnerable. It's okay. I post things on my Facebook page that I have a heart attack hitting the post button to. So, and it's okay to do that, because it's what makes you real. It's what makes you a person. It's what makes you a human being. So,
question real quick, Alyssa, about what you just said. Well, I also want to say, yes, I agree to what you just said with the second part, because I have heart attacks almost every day. But that's like a sign that you should do it, because people hear it. Well, no, it's okay. So what I wanted to ask you was, when you're posting on Facebook, I know a lot of people come into this, and this was my mindset too before I started. Like, everyone doesn't want to be a salesperson or to bother their friends. So how do you get over those fears whenever you're sharing on social media?
The way that I try and think about it is that I like helping people just in general. And I know what this has done for me. So to get over that, it's like, and I know that you've said this before too, I feel like I'm being a bad friend if I don't share this opportunity. I see people posting so many negative things on Facebook about how they hate their job. They don't feel well. They're overweight. They're tired of being this. They're tired of being that. And it's like, you don't have to do that, but you have to be comfortable enough taking the leap and jumping off the ledge to change it. Because when you're comfortable, change doesn't happen. So that's kind of the mindset that I use and that I try and remind myself of, because before I got into this, I was stuck in a rut. I had no confidence anymore. I was just kind of, ugh. And I see so many people, posting that on Facebook. And so it's like, if I can share that and I have so many people commenting on things too, or messaging me being like, thank you. Because even if it's not Beachbody that they're, inspired to kind of follow, it's helped them follow other things and other dreams. Like people who are older than me, like my mom's age. My mom's, 54. My aunt has come to me and like cried and said, I'm so glad that, you've been posting these things and, all that. When you don't care, when you just share what you love, other people come to that. So it gets easier. At first, it's not easy. You have to kind of train yourself to, kind of just do it anyway. So, at first it's not easy to get over that fear, but you have to just know that it's going to get easier to get past that part of it. I hope that makes sense.
It does. And I'm going to throw something into that I just thought of. I just want to say that no matter where you're at in your journey, we're always going to have things that scare us. And you can ask Alyssa. I actually sent Alyssa a message on Facebook before we got on the call and was like, hey, what do you think of this post? Can you actually help me word it? Like, my brain isn't working now. Or sometimes because I live in the same house as Nicole, I'll be like, hey, Nicole, I'm about to post this. Does this sound really fucking bitchy? Because it's kind of a real talk post. I don't want to offend people, but I also need to be real. So no matter where you're at, it's always going to be a process of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And like Alyssa said, for me, it's always the focus of helping people. Someone needs to hear this. I would feel like a bad friend if I don't do this. But you just got to constantly keep stepping out of your comfort zone every day and utilize the support system that you have here on the team. That was the other point that I was trying to make with, I do it all the time. That's what we're here for. So
exactly.
I'll mute myself.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the whole point of being on a team, bounce ideas off of each other. Are you going to be afraid? Yeah, but just feel that, own that, and hit the post button, because that's what's going to help you move forward. I don't remember who said it, but it's you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's when change starts to happen. That's when you start to see that momentum building. That's when you start to see, your successes start to grow and your goals start to get met. So, being uncomfortable or being comfortable being uncomfortable is really going to be the key at the beginning. And then eventually you're just going to be like, fuck it, I don't care. Because this is the thing. You see something on Facebook that you don't like, scroll past it. So people aren't going to, they're not going to jump down your throat. They're not going to, I was so afraid on a lot of my posts that people were going to be like, what the hell are you doing? Oh my God. And be negative about it. And they don't. I've had nothing but positivity on any of the posts that I've done. So, people aren't going to waste their time telling you what you're doing wrong, but they are going to stop and say, hey, you're doing something great. So, and the ones that have, the few, I have to say, since I started this, there's maybe been 2. I have deleted them because I don't need that in my life. If you're going to say anything negative on any of the posts that I put up, sorry, but I just don't have time for it, and that's part of being real, and part of being vulnerable is, just kind of putting yourself out there, and be goofy. I posted a picture the other day of me walking around Walmart with an orange slice in my mouth. Do you know how many people sent me a message after that? And they're like, really, this is what you do all day? And I'm like, yeah, actually it is. And it was the most fun time. My mom was mortified, by the way. She was with me. And when she realized that I was walking around Walmart like that, she was like, are you serious? But that's what you do. You got to get people's attention, and so if you have to be goofy, be yourself. That's what people are going to love about you, because you're being human, you're being you, and you're doing that without, having to feel like you should apologize for it. You wouldn't apologize for it any other time. So don't apologize for it now, and you can post about normal stuff too. It's not all going to be Beachbody all the time. The whole point is to stay in people's news feeds, right? So post throughout the day, post 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, but post about your families, post about other things that you like, post about something inspirational, post about something that, something that you want a recommendation on or advice with, or, a goofy picture of you walking around with an orange slice in your mouth, or whatever the case is. Post about your dogs or your family, because people are going to be drawn into that too. And they're going to start watching what you're doing because your passion and how happy you are comes through in those posts. That's like the biggest thing that people have said to me. They're like, I can see how happy you are now. So, and that's what's coming through because I'm having a good time with this. I'm not, I don't care about what people might think. So if you can find those things that, maybe make you a little bit uncomfortable, but you're like, you know what, I just feel like I need to post this anyway. It's your Facebook page. Post it. You're going to get a lot of encouragement more than you're going to get anything else. So, don't worry about that part of it. Post other things too. You don't have to worry about, it always being Beachbody all the time. That's how you start to feel salesy or how you start to sound salesy. Be a human being, but also don't spam people. Don't always, go through and be like, Beachbody this and Beachbody that. Like, do I post about Beachbody more than once a day? Yeah, at this point, I probably do. But it's like, oh my God, thank God for Shakeology today because the morning coffee just didn't do it for me. And without it, I would probably be like a dead man, or whatever the case is, because, it helps. It definitely makes a difference. And you want that to come across to people too. And be consistent. Don't worry about, you can take a day off here and there, but still post a little bit. You don't want to like totally take a day away from social media, totally take a day where you just like don't answer anybody or any of that. You do have to create boundaries for yourself, but it's okay to not do it 3 times a day, every single day. You have to take care of yourself too. And I know that I get like overloaded sometimes with the social media. I actually took Messenger off my phone because it was starting to drive me bonkers. Like it was starting to get to a point where I just felt like I couldn't get away from it. And sometimes you need to do that. So, be consistent. You want to stay in people's news feeds. You want to, make sure that they're seeing what you're doing because ultimately that's what's going to make it intriguing to them. Before I signed up, I would see stuff that Jess would post and I'd be like, what the hell does this chick do? Like, seriously, like she's in Hawaii, she's here, she's there. Like it's freaking beautiful. And I'm stuck in a place where the wind makes my face hurt. Like the air makes my face hurt and it's not okay with me. Like, so for me, that caught my attention. And it was just because she was at the beach and she was like, I'm at Mermaid Caves. And where's your favorite beach to go to? Like, that was all she said, and so it got me talking to her more. And then I found out what she was doing. And at first I didn't want to do it, but then I came back and I was like, you know what? Yeah, okay. So, it's all about, getting people's attention in any way that you can. If you're going to be goofy, be yourself, be whoever it is that you are, but don't apologize for it.
I'm going to throw something in real quick too, Alyssa. I typed it in the chat box, but I want to make sure people hear it too that aren't looking at the chat box, just about the whole notification thing. I think it's absolutely so vital to have boundaries with this because we do this business so that we can have a life of freedom, not so that it takes over our life. Like,
absolutely.
We're doing it to give us a life, not to make this our whole entire life. So literally for the last 2 years, probably, I have no notifications on my phone. My phone does not make any noises when social media goes off. All you have to do is go to the settings in your iPhone and turn it all off. I don't even have a notification when I get text messages. It's completely silent. It's so peaceful. So I really encourage all of you guys to do the same thing as well. The only time I get on social media on my phone is to look up quotes to post or to actually go and post myself. Or if I'm like at the beach working and I'm on my phone, which happens a lot. But I just want to throw that in there too, that's really important to do that and make sure, again, like that this doesn't take over your life and that you have boundaries. And because it's going to suck the life out of you if you just stay on social media all day. Like that's not why we signed up to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to Jess, I think it was a few weeks ago because I felt so scattered. Like I had said before we started the call, I'm a massage therapist and I have a small business of my own. So, and I do all of my marketing and everything through social media. So it's like social media on social media on social media. It's a lot. All of my clients message me through Facebook, or they text me or whatever the case is. And so I get a lot of notifications coming through the day. I've never gotten this many until I started doing these two different, these two businesses. I started kind of, I was going on overload and I felt so scattered. So I had to set bigger boundaries for myself because it was really hard to separate the two. And then it got to a point where I was, forgetting to post or forgetting to follow up or forgetting to do other things. So, and Jess just said she tries to just check her notifications during her work hours. That's huge. That's huge. And that's what I've just started doing myself in the last couple of days. Because if I don't do that, I go to bed working. Like I'll literally lay in bed and I'll be answering people because I want to, but at the same time, it's like then I'm not getting any sleep and I'm not being proof that the products work because then I get tired and it's harder for me to keep up with all of that. So living a healthy lifestyle is all about setting those boundaries too. Use the files, like I said earlier, but what I started doing in the last week or two, and actually I took this from Ruth, so I totally have to give her credit for this. I've started going live a whole lot more. So I feel like you can post, but eventually if you don't throw people in or throw a live video in, or even a video that you record and re-record until you feel comfortable with it. If you don't do that, people tend to start to not see those posts unless you're really good at posting pictures with things, and grabbing people's attention that way. So I've started going live and it's so crazy to me, how many people, get on there and, they actually start asking questions and they interact. So do that, mix it up a little bit, have some fun with it. Take a Snapchat, video of yourself with a goofy filter on and post it, or, whatever the case is. But you gotta, switch it up a little bit. And I've had a lot of people actually from my Facebook Live posts, which totally freaked me out, by the way, and they still freak me out a little bit. But again, it's about getting outside your comfort zone. So if you can do that and you can conquer that, imagine okay, so your comfort zone just expanded a little bit more. So now what? What else is going to be out there? So, and it's just the sky's the limit, you guys. But it all is going to start with people knowing that you're even doing it. If you don't share it with people, they're not going to know, so share it. Tell them. Let them know, because then they're going to come to you. And actually, that's how I signed up the coaches that I have. They came to me. I didn't go to them first. They came to me because they saw the things that I was posting. So that right there tells you the power of that. They see the things that I'm putting up. They see that I'm happy. They see, what's going on with me, and they're like, all right, tell me more about this. So just try not to worry about what people are going to think. I'm going to go into this. I just looked up at the chat box and I have 100, there's 103 chats. I'm not sure what's up. Oh my gosh, I gotta go back so far. Okay. So yeah, Jess made a lot of files. She said that she put them in there. I'm trying to scroll through this, guys. Sorry.
You don't have to read it all right now.
Okay. Yeah. It's there's so much. I wasn't even paying attention to it. I apologize. But yeah, if you guys have questions, please unmute yourselves. I want to take whatever, questions you might have or anything like that, or anything that you guys want to add, please do. I want it to be a little bit more open tonight too.
Okay, well, I'll add in, and then I'm going to pick on Erica for a second, and then Amanda.
Okay.
So we were basically just typing in the chat box about things you were saying, yes, this is what I do, and this is my idea, and whatever, and we were just cheering you on, and yes, girl, and all that. What we were saying in the chat box, and emojis and all that. But what I said in the chat box about Facebook Live, I just fell over. Erica and I met in the Desire Map Facebook group, but we had never talked before. For some reason, I never messaged her whenever I added her. I don't really know why. Sometimes I'll add so many people in 1 week that I can't talk to that many new people every day. So that must have been why, but that's besides the point. So anyways, we met in there. I did a Facebook Live over the holidays, and I think it was how to live a life by design, 5 tips on how to live life by design or something like that. And I literally just gave people valuable information that they could apply whether they're part of Beachbody or not, on how they can live out the life of their dreams. And then at the end of it, I learned this format from Lewis Howes. He always says to teach at the beginning and give people stuff for value for free. And then at the end of it, you offer what you have to them. So at the end, I basically just said, these are the results I've created in my life, which I kind of shared throughout the Life by Design thing, because I shared how I became debt-free, how I moved to Hawaii, and all these things. And then at the end of it, I kind of did my call to action and shared about the coaching opportunity. And that was what made Erica reach out to me. And she was like ready to go. Like Erica basically signed up 3 days later. She's like, I want your life. I want to do this. I work in corporate America too. Like, I want to get out. I want your life, basically. So I'm actually going to talk to Erica, or I'm going to click on Erica. Erica, if you want to unmute yourself and maybe just share, like, what was it about that Facebook Live, and like why that Facebook Live was powerful for you, since we're on the topic of Facebook Live.
Okay, so I had been seeing your posts like pop up in my news feed. I think you added me in like November, because it was right after I got back from Hawaii. And yeah, so you added me in November, and I just kept seeing like all these pictures pop up. I'm like, what is this girl doing? Like, she's hanging in Hawaii. She doesn't work. What? Like, what is this? And because like I work accounting, and like accounting is cool for like a month, and then you do the same thing for the next month, and then you do the same thing for the next month for like ever, basically. And what had happened was I was filling out my retirement paperwork and it was like circle your like estimated year of retirement, and it was like 2055, I think. And I was just like, dear God, no. So I like reached out to, I saw Jess's post, and I think it was over Christmas break, and like I saw her, she did this whole thing, and she was like, how to live your life by design. And one of the things she said, she's like, if you see somebody doing what you want to do, ask them how to do it. And so like I messaged her, I was like, girl, how do I do this? And I was like, how do I live your life? I want it. But yeah, and so that's basically what happened. Like, she never talked to me. I just saw her. I was like, oh, she takes pretty pictures, and like I kept seeing her pop up in my newsfeed. So
thanks.
Yeah, it only took me a month.
Yeah, like it was quick, basically. And me and Erica just went to Vegas together and met for the first time in person, and had all kinds of fun. So yeah, that was really cool. I just wanted you to share that, Erica, just because that's how we met, and I just wanted everyone to understand the power of Facebook Live. So thank you for sharing.
Yep. You're welcome.
I'm going to pick on Amanda. Amanda, if you want to unmute yourself, I just want to say, like, Amanda also does some really amazing Facebook Lives, and she, like, includes her daughter, and she does, like, cooking and stuff on there. I get ideas from all of you guys. But I would just love for you to just share about, like, your Facebook Lives and what you talk about and how it's working.
Thanks. I actually just kind of do them, like, when it feels like it. Sorry, Julie is jamming in the background. So, or you see me dancing in the background, that's why, because this is like daily life. Like, my Facebook Lives are like real life. So basically, I don't really think about them at all. I know I told Brianne the other day, I was like, I think I'm going to do a Facebook Live later. And I never did one because I didn't really want to. I wasn't feeling it. So like, my best advice on the Facebook Live thing is like, we're going to cook something super cool. I'm like, Julia, you want to do a video? And she's like, yeah, sounds good. We put on some music and we just cook, because that's like a normal, like, nightly thing that we do. So it's nothing out of the ordinary. We're not like setting up a video and turning on music and like getting my kitchen to look like super awesome. It's dirty. It's got dishes in it. I have laundry piled up. I'm in like this hot mess that I have going on, probably not showered for 2 days because that's just normal. You know, like, that's what we do. And people like that. People have reached out to me more on my Facebook Lives and been like, I love you and Julia. And I'm like, we're not really doing anything. Like, it's not like we're showing off. Like, this is like a normal thing that we do. My kid likes to cook and she likes to dance. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, like, this is like a normal, like, this is what she's doing. This is a normal day. So when you're going to do a Facebook Live, don't think about it. That's my biggest thing with this. Like, if you're like, this would be a really good Facebook Live, then hit Facebook Live and do it. And like Alyssa said, it doesn't have to be about Beachbody, because mine are about cooking. And I kind of throw in, you know, Beachbody stuff in there because that would be silly if I didn't. But I've had some that I don't, though. You know, I get on there and I just talk about cooking and what I'm doing, and that's normal things. I like to cook, so I like to share what I'm doing because it's easy and it's inexpensive and it keeps people on budget. And that helps a lot of people that I work with. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, like I said in the chat box, tomorrow we're going to the parade. We'll probably Facebook Live from there. for St. Patrick's Day, 'cause we do it every year. And just because it's going to be fun. So if you're going to do it and you feel like, go with your gut, basically. Like if you feel like this is a good idea, hit Facebook Live. I promise you people are going to follow you more and ask you what you're doing when you're just unapologetically you, with no makeup and your hair looking like a hot mess and a kid dancing in the background, than they ever will with you setting up some crazy set and looking perfect. I don't follow anybody that's perfect.
No, I don't trust
period.
them.
Yeah, because that is not real life.
No,
that is not what happens.
The more authentic that you can be in anything, the more people you're going to attract, for sure.
Yeah. So just get on there and just do it. Because I was so scared the first time. And then I got like 50 people on my first Facebook Live. And I was like, what? This is insane. Like, this is kind of crazy. And now people listen to me every single time I go on. So, yeah.
Mommy, I love that.
Can you go to the music station where we just were?
I'm going to mute you.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing. I agree that being authentic is very important. And I'll just say, I mean, you guys know me. I like never wear makeup. Half the time I forget to wear deodorant. Ask Nicole. I live with her. I'm like, Nicole, smell my armpits today. This is gross. I mean, I'm sitting in my friggin' bathing suit bottoms right now. Like my Facebook Live I did on Monday, I did it from the beach and my phone was like up here. And I'm pretty sure you could like see my stomach hanging over because I was bloated from my period. So it was very flattering. I'm sure you guys wanted to know. But anyway, yeah, so be real. That's why I was saying all that. So I'm going to hand it back over to you, Alyssa, unless you want to pick on anyone else to share.
Sounds good. No, I want to open it up a little bit. Do you guys have any like questions or want to add in anything or anything like that? Anybody?
Ooh, I wanted to talk about the notification things.
Yeah.
I don't know why that popped in my head, but I know that Jess doesn't do them anymore. Alyssa, you don't do them because you have a business or whatever. I do it in a different way. So I don't know. I feel like kind of sharing it basically. I set up times. I sent something in the chat box too. I don't check my notifications at all, period, except for first thing in the morning, because that's my routine personally. I work better in the morning. So when I wake up and I have a cup of coffee, Julia's watching cartoons, I take like 30 minutes to 60 minutes to check my notifications and then I'm done. And I don't check anything notification wise, unless it's like you guys and I feel like there's a million messages and I'm like, what's going on? I feel like I'm missing something. I don't check it at all until about 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. And then I'll check them for a little bit. And then I don't check anything else until about 8. And that's only like right before bed or when Julie is in the shower. So for me, that's just kind of I just felt like sharing. That's another little idea. Like for me, it works because I do stay at home and I do work from home most of the time. And with my work schedule, it kind of works better to kind of break it up during the day where I only check it at this time, and this time. And then obviously as my business grows, I won't have to check it as much. But
Hurry up.
for right now, that kind of works for me.
Hurry up.
So yeah, I just felt like sharing.
Hurry up.
Thank you.
Okay, so like my process for notifications, I really like what Amanda just said, because like I think people tend to get overwhelmed by all the notifications, but the thing is the notifications aren't even what's important. Like honestly, I've had my Facebook chat turned off for like 3 years because it's just too much distraction. So I don't respond to messages as soon as they pop up. And my way of checking stuff, I probably go like 3 or 4 days sometimes without actually clicking the notifications button. Mine always says 99 plus, like it remains at that. So mine is like, I have it on my checklist and I do it during my power hour. I do post in the groups the first thing in the morning. I post on my page. But then when I'm doing my power hour and sitting down to work, I respond back to people's comments that have left comments on my pictures. And sometimes I'll still do that. I'll try to stay online for a couple of minutes after I do a post and respond back to people. But in general, the only time I'm usually doing that is like when I'm sitting down to work during my power hour that I'm working. I respond back to people's stuff and I go respond back to people's stuff in groups, because this is the thing. I heard this at a conference and it stayed with me ever since then. People think that notifications are important and all these other distraction things are important, but they're not income producing activities. The only income producing activity that you can do, yes, Erica, yes, I think they talked about that when we were in Vegas at that conference too. The only income producing activities are talking to people, inviting people, and signing people up. So if you're doing a bunch of other things and distracting yourself by scrolling the Facebook newsfeed or checking your notifications obsessively or responding to every message that pops in immediately, you're going to like feel like a fucking crazy person and your brain's going to be going like this. So if you just like don't even tune into any of that, I know it's like, it used to be very distracting to me. Like I wanted to push it so bad and see why I had so many notifications and see what it was, but it's just going to distract you and you're not going to be doing the income producing activities. And first and foremost, income producing activities, you're signing people up and helping change their life. So stop putting distractions over changing other people's lives. And I'll leave it at that.
Amen, girl. Amen. I know I've been getting a lot better about that because I find myself, and I still find myself doing it every now and then, but I feel like sometimes it's okay to scroll for a few minutes, but you have to really be careful with that because I find people who are like, I need a new job. And then I make it a point to talk to them about it, you know, be like, hey, like what's going on? Or, you know, whatever the case is. Cause especially if it's somebody that I've already been talking with, you know, I maybe just haven't invited yet because I've just been like kind of getting to know them. Then it's like, you know, the universe is saying, hey, talk to them, invite them. Yes. So I do scroll for a few minutes, but I think you had said in one of the last calls that we had did maybe in the last like week or two that you set a timer for that. So I think that's a really good idea. And I started doing that too.
You took the words out of my mouth because yes, I do absolutely think it's important to interact on other people's pages. So I just add that to one of my to-dos every day is to interact. Like that's all it says. It's on my Success Club daily checklist that I use. And like Alyssa said, I use a timer. I only do it for a certain amount of time. Otherwise you're going to get stuck in the Facebook news feed and that's never fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really easy to do for sure. I know that there have been times where like, I'll do it in the morning too. I'll sit there and I'll scroll through and like next thing I know, an hour has gone by and I'm like, oh shit, I should probably get up, like do something with my life. But yeah, I mean, interacting with people is going to be a big thing too. You got to make sure that you're, you know, making yourself visible and letting them know that you like them because people like when people like them. So, you know, I think that's very important too.
For sure. So, oh, we're going to say something?
No, I was just going to say if anybody else has anything.
Yeah, guys, unmute yourself if you have anything. I was just going to ask you, do you have more tips that you're going to share, or were those all your tips and then you're just going to open up for questions?
That was pretty much it. Those are just the things that I do, you know, just to kind of keep myself on track with it, and how I kind of think of things so that I don't get in my own way, because I think that's really easy to do. But yeah, those are my tips.
Okay. Could you like, just to sum it all up, could you maybe boil it down to like the top 5 things that you do?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, be yourself. Absolutely be yourself, because that's what people are going to be attracted to. You know, when you're building a team, you want people who you're going to work well with. And if they know who you really are in real life, you're going to attract the people that you're going to work well with. Stay consistent. You know, it's about being there every day, and not, because people I think at first are kind of skeptical about things, especially when it comes to, you know, network marketing especially and things like that, because they have bad experiences or know someone with a bad experience. So if you consistently put it out there for more than just a week or two, people are going to start to go, okay, maybe this actually can work. I just need to figure out how it's working for her. You know, and just really try not to think about what people are going to think about what you're posting. You know, push yourself past those fears, push yourself outside your comfort zone, because that's where the magic really happens. And it's usually like just over that threshold. It's usually like your comfort zone's here and the magic is like right here. So just if you can even just a little bit every day, take a little step farther and farther out, it's going to start to add up to huge changes. So those are like the 3 things for me that I think are the biggest, you know, and switch it up with a Facebook Live every now and then, because it's worked so well. It's worked so well for everybody that's done them. So, you know, make sure that you're staying interesting, you know, and don't post just about Beachbody, post about other things too, because people are going to care about you more like that, you know, and then you can find things that you have in common with everybody that you're talking to.
I love it. That's perfect and beautiful. Oh, Nicole, did you have a question? You unmuted yourself.
Oh, no, it said host unmuted me. So.
Oh, I might have done it by accident. My bad. back out. What was I going to say? Oh, so do you want to share a little bit about your invitation process and how you're unapologetically yourself when it comes to inviting people, sharing with people, overcoming objections, anything like that, like regarding conversations with people?
Yeah. So, as far as my invite process goes, I usually have an idea of who I want to invite. I'll sit down and like at the end of the week kind of think about who has been interacting with my posts consistently. And they usually go to the top of my list because they've been noticing consistently and they've been asking questions and things like that. When I add people, you know, I always look through their Facebook page just to kind of see if it would be something that I think would fit them. So it's always kind of having an idea of what your dream team looks like for sure. And being able to kind of gauge that part of it so that you have an idea. Because, I mean, let's be serious. Like, I have over 1,000 friends on Facebook. It's really hard to narrow it down. So you have to kind of start thinking about that and in terms of that.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question about that before you move on to the next thing, just so that we can really break it down for people. So how do you personally identify who your dream team is? And for the people that are new, what exactly is your dream team?
So my dream team are basically like, if I had to have a perfect coach, if I had to have somebody that I would really, really like to work with, it would pretty much be somebody that kind of works the same way off of like what I work like. So someone who's determined, someone who's got the drive, someone who's got the passion behind it, someone who's, you know, maybe struggled in the past and they're just kind of like, fuck it. Like, I need something new. I need something, you know, I need something different. I need something to kind of save me here. So I kind of look personality wise at their posts. I look and see if like they speak to me. You know, are they someone who kind of interests me? And then, you know, I kind of dive in a little bit deeper. Are they interested in, you know, health and fitness? Do they have, you know, the desire to want to change, or do they like to help people? You know, are they going to be easily motivated and coachable? You know, those are kind of the things. And you can kind of tell that by talking to a person and kind of going off of their Facebook pages. So that's how I kind of determine who my dream team is. You know, and two, if they come to me first, like that's like, I'm golden, because I know that, you know, they're already like taking that initiative to come to me and be like, hey, you know, what's going on here, because I need some of that. And then, sorry, what was the other part of the question?
The other question, what does dream team mean for the new people?
Oh, your dream team is just basically, you know, who it is that you would love to work with. You know, who is it that, you know, if you could create your perfect team, who is it? What do they look like? What do they, you know, what are their personalities like? What are their, you know, likes, dislikes? What are their struggles? What are their strengths? Things like that. That's what dream team means to me anyway, you know, and it's like, you're never going to have like one person that, has all of the qualities that you're looking for. So your dream team would be made up of people who can complement and help with things that, you know, maybe somebody else struggles with, or that, you know, can complement things that are good with other people or that they're good at. That's what it means to me anyway. That's my idea of what a dream team is. It's definitely somebody that, you know, it's a team that you would want to wake up to and work with every day. Because let's be honest, like that's what you're going to be doing. You know, you're building a team of people that you're going to be working with and coaching and helping to make the changes that you're making. So you have to make sure that they're going to be people you actually want to talk to, because you can't really do it any other way. And then my invite process too, right? You were asking about. Okay, so my invite process, basically I'll have an idea of who I want to talk to. Sometimes people kind of randomly end up on my invite list. I shoot for 5 a day with coaching, 5 a day for challenges. I'm trying to make it to Diamond. So I probably, you know, if you're a newer coach, you don't have to necessarily invite that many people, but I try and invite as many as I can in a week. I don't really limit it to anything or any one number. I just invite as many people as I can. I talk to as many people as I can. So at first, you know, it's like I'll start talking to them, and if it's something that I saw that maybe they posted on their Facebook wall that intrigued me, I'll start talking to them about that. I mentioned my nephew a lot to single moms or to moms who are posting on Facebook, because I feel like that's something that we have in common. I'm not a mom myself yet, but when he's here, like I'm actually really surprised he's not in my room in my lap right now because he's here right now. So, I'll find something in common with them and I'll start talking to them about like, the things that we have in common. Did they struggle with their weight all their life? Do they have, kids that are in the same age group or whatever the case is? Do we have some of the same hobbies? Do we have some of the same ideas and beliefs? And then, from there, I'll go into and I'll be like, I'll find a way to tie it into or segue into Beachbody and what I do for a living. And a lot of times people are like, yeah, okay, so like tell me more about that, but they don't always, at least not right away. Some of them, I'll start talking about, how I work from home, and a lot of them are intrigued by that because let's be honest, it's kind of like a dream job, right? So you can work in your pajamas with no bra on all day. So a lot of times people want more information. So then I just kind of start talking to them about it and how I've been able to, go from working a corporate job and being miserable and everything else to being able to work from home, do the things that I want to do with the people that I want to do it with, take trips I'm going to Florida in April. I decided last minute, like 2 days ago, that I wanted to go. So I booked a flight, so people start kind of seeing that and they start asking like, okay, tell me more about it. So then they kind of invite themselves almost because they're asking for the information. So, Jessica said, or somebody said, where in Florida? I'm going to Fort Myers. It's actually just a little bit outside of Fort Myers. So it's like a half an hour from the beach. Not as close to the beach as I would like it to be. But, Amanda, one in April. I'll be there April 11th to the 19th. Unmute yourself now. I'm curious. But
going down there like 2 days before you get there or before you leave.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we can still meet up. That would be
It's
cool.
okay. I'll text you when we get down there.
Do it.
Yeah, I will.
For sure.
We'll try to meet up.
Sounds good to me. But yeah, that's how I basically start my invite process. I try and look for people that I have things in common with. I try and look for, things that speak to me as far as like what they're posting or maybe some of the groups that they're a part of. I have a lot of them add me to groups that, that they're a part of that, I would have an interest in. We start talking about things like that or things that I saw in different groups and, just find the commonality between the two of us. And then I segue that into Beachbody. But every conversation is a little bit different, because you have to tailor it to the person you're talking to. And sometimes I just do random invites. I'll send out just like a blind invite and just be like, hey, I know this is really random, but I'll take what I know about the person and be like, you would be great with this. I think this would really benefit you and the things that, you're looking to do or the goals that you have or whatever it is that I know about the person, especially if I really do believe that, I'm not going to invite people that I don't think that this is going to help. So, that's how I start my invite process. And I just kind of go from there as far as like the conversation goes. But, don't be discouraged if people don't message you back because that's going to happen too. I have a lot of invites that go unseen or they look at them and they never respond. But that's not necessarily a no. So it's about planting that seed too. I have a couple of coaches that I had invited when I first started that didn't answer or said no at first. And then they came back to me and said, okay, so tell me more. Yeah, I'm ready to sign up or, whatever the case is. So don't always take it as a no. Just take it as a, either a not right now or I'm not ready or, whatever the case is, but keep posting, keep checking in on them, keep giving them things and adding value to their life. Jessica will send me meditations or she'll post meditations. And like, if they help me, I'll send them out, especially if I know those people are stressed out. Or recipes that I liked that I found and, tried and enjoyed. I'll send those out. I'll ask them how their day is going, things like that. So you got to keep adding value to people's lives because they don't want to sell. They don't want to buy something that you're selling. They want to buy you. They don't want the products. They want you. So I think that's really important to remember too, because, if you are going to be their coach, you're the one that they're going to be coming to. So they have to know that you actually do care, that you actually are in with them for the long haul. And, you have to just be consistent with them, just like you would be with your posting and everything else. You have to be consistent with them too. So that's what my invite process looks like. I hope that answered the question.
It was perfect. It was beautiful. So our new coach group GSR call starts in 2 minutes, and I'm just like saying that for all of us because I
Yes.
know that we all like talking.
Yes.
So I just want to ask you one last question because I really feel like this will benefit everybody. So if you could like sum it up into 60 seconds so that I can use the other 60 seconds to get food so that I can like think straight for our next call. So the question is, how do you, and this may go along with what you've already shared, but I know a lot of people are really afraid of following up and they don't want to be pushy or come off as salesy. And that may be the same process as what you do with the inviting and the posting, but what are your tips on how you unapologetically share and follow up with people?
Okay. So when I'm following up, if I've talked to them about the Beachbody opportunity, whether it's for a challenge or for the coaching, and they don't give me an answer, the next day or a few days later, I'll give it a few days usually. I'll give it like a day in between, and then I'll follow up with them on that second day. And I'll just ask them how they are. That's it. I don't push the Beachbody thing anymore because they already know what I have to offer. So, I'll eventually come back around maybe a few weeks later and be like, hey, we have a challenge group starting. Or, hey, we have a bunch of new coaches that are starting and we have a new coach call that's coming up. I'd really love to have you there. Or, something like that. But I don't share or I don't follow up with that all the time because that's how you start to sound salesy. It's not just about Beachbody. It's about them as a person and bettering their life in general. So I'll do the same thing. I'll send out, a meditation or a recipe or whatever the case is. But, I don't talk about Beachbody all the time. That's how I follow up because I really do want to know how they are. I really do want to know how they're, how they're doing and things like that. Or I'll ask about something that, they talked about or whatever the case is. But it's not always Beachbody that I talk to them about. That's how.
Perfect. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would love for you guys to ask Alyssa more questions, but we do have to end this call so that we can start the new coach call. So if you guys do have any questions for Alyssa, I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you reach out to her. Also, you can post it on the page. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for your time and for sharing all your nuggets of wisdom. You did absolutely fucking amazing, and we love to hear from you. And I learned some stuff from you. Thank you for those of you that came on that are not coaches yet that wanted to come on and hang out with us and get to know the team. We loved having you. You guys are all beautiful. We love you. So I'm going to stop recording this call.